NXT needs that guy that's gonna be the one that moves up and searches for that elusive dream of being a champion. The first ever NXT champion is about to be crowned. And we're down to 8. The Gold Rush Tournament, as I call it. And in that Gold Rush Tournament, there's gonna be 8 men vying for that one position to become the first ever NXT champion.
To be the first NXT champion. Whoa.
To become the first NXT champion is essential.
I think it symbolizes a lot. I think it's bigger than just myself.
Obviously, to be the first of anything is very special.
To become the first NXT champion, that's gonna mean me having my name in the record books forever.
Everybody wants to be the first NXT champion.
My family would be so proud of me.
And this is the perfect opportunity to get everybody's attention.
To become the NXT champion alone is a feat and an honor.
Everyone around the world's eyes will be on you.
But to be the first? That sounds good.
The one quality that I bring to this Gold Rush tournament that no other competitor does is adaptability.
I know for a fact I'm the most motivated competitor in this competition.
Whoever it is that steps in the ring with me, they better bring their fighting boots, because I'm bringing the whoop down.
I might not be the biggest guy, but I'm definitely the fastest.
For me to win the NXT title, there's no other option.
I can just picture the first ever NXT title around my waist.
I definitely have something to prove in this Gold Rush tournament.
It's go time.
I shall take my rightful place.
And this is just another stepping stone.
I'm not afraid of anybody in this tournament.
Get to where I want to be.
At the top, becoming the first ever NXT champion will show that I'm the future of the WWE.
There's a red-hot championship feel in the air of the NXT arena. I'm Byron Saxon alongside William Regal and good old JR, Jim Ross, and tonight the tournament continues to crown the first ever NXT champion.
2 great matchups, ladies and gentlemen, including Justin Gabriel going one-on-one with Michael McGillicuty in the quarterfinals. Plus, Bo Dallas will take on Jinder Mahal. 2 more huge main events here this week in quarterfinal action to crown the first ever champion.
Introducing first, from Champlin, Minnesota, weighing 227 pounds, Michael McGillicuty.
Well, Michael McGillicuty with his eyes on the proverbial prize. Hey, we all know McGillicuty's got a very strong resume. 3rd generation competitor, son of WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and very capable inside that ring.
I'm going to be surprised, William Regal, if Michael McGillicuty doesn't win this whole thing. He's got everything it takes to be a star. He's got speed, size, he's got instincts, and you can't teach instincts.
Certainly can't know. And I've said it many times about Michael McGillicuty. He doesn't know yet exactly how good he is. Can you imagine when he finally realizes that one day? We see the arrogance from him, but he's going to be unstoppable.
His opponent from Cape Town, South Africa, weighing in at 213 pounds, Justin Gabriel.
You know, we talk about McGillicuty's abilities. This young man, Justin Gabriel, is an extraordinary athlete. Sometimes for him it's all or nothing with his high risk, but he is a phenomenal, exhilarating offensive performer.
And the high-flying South African sensation that is Justin Gabriel. Always a very strong, popular pick of the WWE Universe.
Well, why wouldn't you pick him? I mean, not me exactly, but he's incredibly exciting. You know that he's going to give you every single bit of his talent to do whatever he can to win. So obviously it's a great choice for anybody.
This is South Africa's second chance to advance in the tournament to determine the first NXT champion. We saw Leo Kruger fall in a very close match last week to Richie Steamboat.
Well, that's certainly a point to remember, whether it's Richie Steamboat or Leo Kruger, and in this case, Justin Gabriel and Michael McGillicuty, every superstar participating in this Gold Rush tournament is going to bring everything to the table. Oh, nice takedown by Gabriel, who hooks the leg, but every superstar is going to bring everything to the table that they possibly can because they realize this is a life-changing opportunity.
Justin Gabriel certainly popular with the young ladies in the WWE universe. He's single, by the way. Not that you would care, Mr. Regal, just throwing that out there as a little background on the young man. That we do boom into South Africa. And I've had a couple of nice trips to South Africa in my career.
I have. I say this a lot, but I wrestled Justin Gabriel's father about 24 years ago. Makes me feel somewhat ancient.
Over here. It's smart, Byron, that the smaller, quicker man, Justin Gabriel, grounding the larger man. It just makes common sense. It's physics, if you will. It's grappling physics.
And that's the thing. I mean, you expect Justin Gabriel to incorporate his high-flying ability, which he can, but especially in a match of this importance, why not incorporate a ground game? Why not try to throw your opponent off a little bit?
No doubt Gabriel will pick his spots offensively. Nice shoulder tackle, using the ropes for a little bit more leverage, if you notice. And there's the quickness and a nice deep arm drag, step over right into the arm bar. Nice sequence of offense by Justin Gabriel.
Michael McGillicuty thought he was avoiding from being hit by dropping down in front of Justin Gabriel. Justin Gabriel just too smart and too clever.
Gabriel's having his way right now, pinning combination. And McGillicuty's got to be a little frustrated. At every turn in the road, he sees Justin Gabriel, and Gabriel is quicker than a hiccup here tonight.
It shows you that Justin Gabriel came to play. I mean, he had to fine-tune his strategy. I'm sure he's watched, you know, a plethora of footage to prepare for this matchup and to prepare for this opportunity.
We saw Michael McGillicuty in an outstanding one-on-one match right here on this broadcast against Tyson Kidd several weeks ago. Yes. I thought that McGillicuty really stepped his game up and gave us an indication of what he can do in the future. And for these men, the future is now.
It certainly is, yes. We've talked about it. The NXT Championship is the most important thing in these young men's and their careers and their lives. They have to forward in this tournament. I mean, that's the only thing for them. Can you imagine the losers in this tournament, the sense of loss? How long will it take them to get over such a loss?
Nice athleticism by Gabriel. But again, the bigger man now. Oh, McGillicuty trying to gain some control, but
nice recovery by Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel's over here tonight. Look at this, the float over.
Oh wow!
Gabriel obviously looking for a submission.
Yes, he's got the double arm lever here, and you can see the way he's applying that pressure.
Folks, I apologize. We're going to have to take a break, but Justin Gabriel, so far, so good. Looking to advance to the semifinals. Will he? We'll find out when we come back. Welcome back to NXT. This is our quarterfinal matchup to crown the first ever NXT champion. The tournament resumes here, and during the break, I'll tell you, this action's been back and forth between Michael McGillicuty and Justin Gabriel.
But McGillicuty had gained the advantage and maintained it pretty much through the commercial break. Good. That's a high risk. The young man, Justin Gabriel, left his feet, took a chance, and the ring ropes are rather unforgiving.
They certainly are, yes. I think the referee needs to check on Justin Gabriel.
Well, if he doesn't, McGillicuty will. Gabriel trying to cover up wisely from those strikes from Michael McGillicuty.
And we all know McGillicuty has a very intense, aggressive streak, and we're seeing that on display right before our very eyes.
I would call it ferocious, Mr. Ross. I mean, he just has a ferocious nature about him.
There's something special about this kid. I'm not sure quite what it is. There's the backbreaker, pretty special in the cover, and he's trying to find a 3 count. There's been several near falls created by McGillicuty in this matchup, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is the first of 2 quarterfinal main event matchups here this week. Still to come, Bo Dallas takes on Jinder Mahal. And there you see a bigger man, stronger guy, controlling the head of his adversary.
And look at the way Michael McGillicuty is using the bone of his forearm against the cheek of Justin Gabriel. Incredibly painful.
Gabriel's gonna
Oh, what? Harshly countered by Michael McGillicuty.
Could be it. This could be it. The cover. Great counter by McGillicuty. McGillicuty showing amazing athleticism. And take a look again here. You see that McGillicuty able to counter with a drop kick, of all things, with Gabriel in midair. That goes back to that statement I made earlier, instincts. That was an instinctive move, William Regal.
It certainly was, yes. You can't take away from either competitor here. They both have great instincts. Justin Gabriel, that tendency, as you say, to be a little reckless. Michael McGillicuty is focusing in, though, and that's what you have to do to take advantage of such an opponent.
Lateral press found another near fall. Well, you know, the only thing I would say about Justin Gabriel, the young man from South Africa, I love his attitude and his spirit, but he likes life in the fast lane. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that left lane sometimes, at least in America, can get you in trouble. Or the right lane.
Why are you looking at me from the side of your eye there?
A lot of lane talk going on here.
Kind of reminded me of Joe Walsh a little bit. Google it, folks.
Michael McGillicuty now taking the opportunity to add insult to injury.
Talking trash to Justin Gabriel. I guess that just shows you how much more confident McGillicuty is getting as this matchup continues on.
McGillicuty's father, Kurt Hennig, better known as Mr. Perfect, a member of the WWE Hall of Fame, could talk a little trash in his day as well.
But he could back it up.
Without question.
One of the greatest competitors of all time. And Michael McGillicuty, can you just imagine? It goes for both of these opponents. They've both got fathers who were wrestlers. Michael McGillicuty had a grandfather that was. So he's grown up listening to secrets and tricks of the trade from being a young boy. And he's obviously going to use them at every opportunity he gets.
Tipper's beginning to flare here as again, the pressure mounts. Both these men know that they have to win to advance.
Oh, wow.
Mid-air collision. And who got the worst of the situation? Would it be the smaller man?
Both men had the same idea.
And neither can be counted out. If they're counted down, and this match is over, and they're both out of the tournament.
Both out of the tournament. Everybody at home knows what it feels like to be winded. They know the pain that these two competitors are going through right now.
Nice quick kick, quadricep, that one to the sternum. And Gabriel just keeps going up the ladder. The quad, the sternum, the head, and then lands on his feet. What an athletic young man.
Gabriel starting to feel momentum on his side.
Great fans of South Africa have got to be really proud of Justin Gabriel and how he's representing his homeland here this week.
Watch Gabriel fly.
Good crossbody, hook in the far leg is Gabriel. But McGillicuty still too strong at this particular point in time. Great execution by McGillicuty, or by Gabriel, I should say.
Oh, Gabriel's going up top. I think we know what he's going to attempt here. That patented, thought he might have been going for the 450, and so did McGillicuty.
McGillicuty is a smart kid. He's got this well scouted. Man, what a power bomb. Will it be?
No.
Just the maneuvering of Justin Gabriel's feet there stopped him from winning that. If he could have got that other leg over that shoulder, he probably could have pinned Michael McGillicuty there. But having that one-arm free, he was able to kick out.
Gabriel was unable to restrict the right shoulder of Michael McGillicuty. That's the shoulder that McGillicuty lifted before the 3 count. Inside cradle, almost a DDT.
Oh, look at this!
The suplex.
Oh, how much more closer can you get?
A fisherman suplex. What is known mostly around the world as the perfect plex because of Michael McGillicuty's father.
You're absolutely correct. And it was almost perfect, to say the very least.
So much back and forth in this matchup.
These men are so evenly matched. Great competition. Springboard moonsault, nobody there. And McGillicuty capitalized a running neck breaker. And The hook of the far leg this time.
Yes.
And this time McGillicuty does
Here
fine.
is your
Good
winner,
recap.
advancing to the semifinals of the NXT Championship Tournament, Michael McGillicuty.
Justin Gabriel made one large mistake. One mistake, and McGillicuty was able to capitalize.
And that's what Michael McGillicuty will always do. He will capitalize on every situation.
You see the high risk, no reward, crash and burn for Gabriel. And then right here, you see, bang! High impact, that running neck breaker. The leg secured, Michael McGillicuty moves on.
And this means that Michael McGillicuty will face Seth Rollins next week. Well, folks, coming up next, he's a highly touted superstar with international acclaim. His name is Cassius Ohno, and he will be in action next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Joliet, Illinois, weighing in at 216 pounds, C.J. Parker.
Well, he's a high-energy competitor that utilizes the art of yoga on the side. This is C.J. Parker.
Lovely hair as well.
Lovely hair, I agree.
I'm going a bit thin on top. I said to the wife, I need a transplant. She said, you look silly with a kidney on your head.
His opponent, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing 225 pounds, Cassius Ohno.
Well, Cassius Ohno told me earlier today his goal is simple. He wants to genuinely hurt his opponent and leave him with something very painful to remember.
Sounds like a great plan to me.
Well, if it works, I suppose.
Yes. Cassius Ohno, another one of these competitors here in NXT that has such great international experience. 16 different countries that he's competed in, and 16 different countries that he's been successful in. He has to make his mark now on NXT, and we know that he has all the skills to do that.
Ohno has a very distinctive striking ability that he loves to utilize during the course of a matchup.
Very surprisingly big man, Cassius Ohno. You don't really sometimes grasp how large of a man he is and how strong and powerful. Yeah, he's very lean, obviously, but a big, strong man.
6'4", 230 pounds. Wise strategy immediately by C.J. Parker, trying to take Ohno off his feet.
C.J. Parker, the absolute opposite of the way he conducts his personal life. He's always tranquil and calm and sat in a lotus position. But he always shows us a vicious side when he's out here. I like that.
Well, that's what you have to do. I mean, we talk about it all the time, the importance of getting noticed and the importance of turning heads here on NXT.
Cassius Ohno spent many, many years traveling around the world.
Actually countered by Parker.
Picking the brains of every great competitor he could have found.
Another pinfall attempt. Parker's trying to end this thing early.
Look at Cassius Ohno's face there. You can see the experience on it. I mean, he's got a face that you can tell stopped a few. In other words, he's had a few punches and a few knocks over.
Oh no, trying to stop C.J. Parker using the ring skirt, which I'm sure you would appreciate there, William Regal.
I wish I'd have thought of that.
Oh, gosh. Harsh boot to the side of the head, and Cassius Ohno is on the attack. Take another look, C.J. Parker prone, and Cassius nearly took his head off.
One thing you never have to worry about with Cassius Ohno, every single strike that he does is always on the button. He's perfected that skill of his striking ability.
Modified cover here by Cassius Ohno.
Look at the way he was using his forearm to grind into the face of C.J. Parker.
Ono hooks the far leg of Parker. And the thing about Cassius Ohno, we've talked about how he's competed internationally, all over the world, and he has adopted so many styles to incorporate into his repertoire, which just makes him that much more dangerous.
If you have any sense at all, nowadays, that is what you have to do to be a successful competitor, not only here in NXT, but also in the WWE. Look at the competitors that we have. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, people that have traveled the world and are used to different styles. You have to be able to compete on their level to be successful.
Parker fighting back with everything he's got, but right now Cassius Ohno is a bit overwhelming.
The look of intent on Cassius Ohno's face. And you can, things like this, look at that. Oh, back to that striking ability again. Perfectly on the temple.
Parker tried to counter with a sunset flip to no avail.
Sunset flip, but no double leg Nelson follow-up, so it's useless. That's Cassius Ohno cut him off, and that's the smart thing about Cassius Ohno. He studies every opponent. He will know everybody in NXT. He will know their weaknesses and their strengths, and he'll know how to try and beat them with the abilities that he has.
Ohno tried to hit the boot again on Parker, who's able to counter. And now it's CJ Parker. Surely got his cobwebs knocked around a little bit, but now he's trying to return the favor. And look at CJ Parker. Hooks the leg of Cassius Ohno.
CJ Parker, I'm going to tell you what I see here. Could have used a little more body weight in that pin there. He may have pinned Cassius Ohno because he made this attempt. And he goes for that knee. We've seen this flying knee.
Here he comes. Oh, man. My goodness. What impact by Cassius Ohno. And Ohno just, at this rate, you wonder how much more can Parker take? How many shots can one man take to the head? Rolling elbow. Parker is not moving.
Here is your winner, Cassius Ohno.
Wow. All I can say is wow. Take a look at the offensive repertoire and the attack of Cassius Ohno throughout this match. Ohno just sizing up Parker's vicious boot head on.
And let me tell you, there's not a man breathing breath on this earth that could have possibly kicked out from that elbow to the back of the skull there of CJ Parker.
You saw Parker just drop like there was nothing left. And Cassius Ohno, extremely impressive here on NXT. Well, folks, we take you back to last week where Hunico and Camacho thought they had things well in order against Mike Dalton and Jason Jordan until this. Mike Dalton.
Here are your winners, Jason Jordan and Mike Dalton.
He was caught up last week with the upset.
Can you believe that, Jordan? Can you believe it? Finally, that's exactly what just happened, man. Jason Jordan and Mike Dalton, excitement is in the air. You guys just pull up a huge victory over Hunico and Camacho. These are WWE superstars, and no offense, but I didn't see that one coming. So what are your plans now? I mean, what's it feel like?
It's great. I don't think anybody saw that coming. I can't believe it. Those guys are on SmackDown.
Those are SmackDown superstars, man. Nobody, I guarantee you, nobody thought that we could beat them. But we did, man. We did. You guys came through, you pulled it off. Now, what's next? I mean, for this team, are you a team?
Absolutely. I mean, NXT, this is our proving ground. And if they give us opportunities, we're going to run with it.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what NXT is about, man. We can do that every single time. Yes. Every single time. Let's get out of here. That's a team. That's a team.
We'll talk about an opportunity. It's a battle of will and determination. Bo Dallas taking on Jinder Mahal in a quarterfinal Gold Rush Championship Tournament matchup. But first, 4 distinctive divas with ambitious goals of success. Paige teams up with Tamina Snuka to take on Kaylee Turner and Caitlyn next.
sitting here, untouched, while the elements fly by. We hold the keys to your future.
Your dreams, your reality, and your future belong to us.
We are the Ascension, and we will rise.
This is a Divas Tag Team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Tamina Snuka and Paige.
I'll tell you what, these are two ladies that are surrounded by an aura of mystery, but also great genetics.
The beautiful Tamina and the enchanting raven-haired lady Paige.
Ooh, raven-haired lady, I like that reference.
Yes.
Their opponents, the team of Caitlyn and Kaylee Turner.
Oh, you might call them the polar opposites of Tamina and Paige. Caitlyn and Kaylee Turner. Caitlyn's, well, she's the self-professed girl next door. And as for Kaylee, one of the most bubbly divas you'll ever meet.
You want me to respond to that? How do you want?
Well, I was just telling you.
You're trying to set me up to get in trouble, aren't you?
I felt she was bubbly, that's all. Don't expect this matchup to be bubbly. As it looks like
Paige, she's like hell in boots, isn't she?
You're really intrigued by Paige.
I am,
aren't you?
yeah. Well, I sound like something wrong with me, but it's another young lady. I remember when she was born. You know, I know her parents.
Tamina, of course, the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and immediately exuding her strength upon Kaylee Turner.
I can't guarantee there'll be these ladies' qualities, but I've got a couple of old swords lined up for tonight if you want a part of that. They're no oil paintings, but
I'm not quite sure what you just said, but I think I have
one of them's
plans.
got more teeth than a basking shark.
Well, Caitlyn in there on another note. Caitlyn in there with Tamina. We saw these two ladies in action just several weeks ago. Two of the strongest ladies you'll find in the entire WWE.
You could say that Caitlyn has walnut-crushing thighs.
Walnut-crushing
yes,
thighs.
She does. She's a lady that can squat. In fact, this is incredible. Both ladies here can squat 300 pounds or more.
That's impressive or intimidating, depending on who you are.
Intimidating, yes.
It looks like right now Caitlyn is winning the test of strength battle here against Tamina, who, well, is mounting a bit of a comeback here. We've seen, whoa, wow.
Right on the button there. You can't leave Tamina Snuka alone for a second, because back to the, we talk about it week after week, the competitors that are second generation, and look at the actual genetic makeup that Tamina's got. I mean, The Rock is uncle, I believe.
Quick cover
cousin
by Tamina. You saw a moment ago, Kaylee Turner apparently wanted no part of tagging back into this matchup.
Would you?
Well, I'm good here, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
And in comes the, what do you call her, the raven-haired lady.
Enchanting.
Enchanting. Look at Paige go. I mean, she does have quite the rageful side to her. But it works.
Porcelain skin as well. Does that sound creepy? I don't want it to. I'm just saying it's noticeable.
You know what? I'm going to go with the old no comment on that one. See here, Paige, distinct advantage.
Paige trained by the great ladies competitor from England, Klondike Kate.
I did not know that.
Who actually started in the carnival, the same place as I did in Blackpool.
Oh, so you have
which is a bit older than me.
deep ties.
Yeah, deep ties.
To
Yes.
Paige. Oh, fancy about that response by Caitlyn. Cover. Caitlyn, what we've seen, in recent months, is that she's always looking to diversify her offensive repertoire.
Yes, and she does a very good job of it. Obviously, she's always trying to get better, and every competitor here on NXT has to do that. But it's very noticeable with Caitlyn
Cover here
because
by Kaylee.
Caitlyn's not actually, she hasn't had that much sort of experience compared with most of the WWE divas, and so it's noticeable.
Nice roll through pinning combination by Paige. Just when you think you've got Paige right where you want her, she's got so much to call upon in her moveset that she brings the attack right back to you. Don't forget, folks, still to come the second half of our quarterfinal NXT Championship tournament to come, as Bo Dallas will face Jinder Mahal. That match is next. But right now, living in the moment is Tamina, driving that harsh knee to the side of the head of Kaylee.
Kaylee Turner tried to get a pinfall combination there, but she wasn't able to, and she slipped a little, so that's where the skill of Tamina comes in. She took advantage.
Roll-up counter by Kaylee.
And kick Kaylee straight in the stomach.
Yeah, that leg strength coming in handy, and now here comes Caitlyn, trying to turn things around for her team. Nice series of drop kicks, takes Tamina off her feet, hooks the leg.
I'm very impressed with all of these young ladies. I mean, it's just the competitive nature of being a diva in the WWE and here on NXT. Obviously there's not as many divas as there is gentlemen, and so there's only so many times that we get to see them, so that it really is more of a competitive atmosphere for the divas.
Yeah, it's a chance for either of these teams or individual divas to just show their superiority, to show that they're the one that's going to stand above the pack.
I actually think this is I don't think I've seen Kaylee actually compete before. I'm very impressed.
This would be the first time we've seen Kaylee Turner compete here.
Sometimes I have to question myself because
don't worry, that's why I'm here.
I'm a little.
You're thinking about later, I know.
No, I'm just.
Look at that counter. I'm not sure who got the best of it. Both Kaylee and Tamina are down. Tamina trying to inch towards her corner to make the tag, and she does to Paige. Paige now releasing the rage onto Kaylee Turner. Look at this strength, my goodness. Nice follow-away slam. Hook of the leg, and Caitlyn in just in time.
Caitlyn's showing a far more devious side to her nature tonight, I've noticed, than she usually does.
Devious little shot there. Paige, small package in the center of the ring, yes.
Here are your winners, Tamina Snuka and Paige.
You talk about a match that could have gone either way. The right place, right time for Paige, which helped her catapult her team here to victory. Well, folks, the time has arrived. The second of our two quarterfinal main event matches is next. Will it be Bo Dallas or will it be Jinder Mahal that advances to the finals to crown a brand new and first ever NXT champion?
Schoolboy, come on. Oh, just kidding. What's up, brother? I gotta watch out for that.
Good. Hey, seriously, congratulations on qualifying for the NXT title tournament. It's an awesome, big opportunity. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to qualify, despite years of service on this show. And the fact you kind of cost us that tag match against Curtis and McGillicuty.
What?
Yeah, you should have broke the pin up,
Hey, man. We cool?
I don't have any problems. Oh, no, we're cool. We're absolutely cool. In fact, what do you want me to do? Cheer for Jinder Mahal? No way.
And look, it means a lot for your support, man. This is a huge chance for me.
You have my support?
I could be the first NXT champion, brother.
You've earned it. Go get him.
Thank you, man.
Dazzle!
We'll see how Bo does when he faces Jinder Mahal in a Gold Rush tournament matchup next.
The following is an NXT Championship Tournament quarterfinal match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Brooksville, Florida, weighing in at 230 pounds, Bo Dallas.
Well, I can't imagine the goosebumps that the emotionally driven Bo Dallas has right now just looking at the NXT Championship and knowing that that very title could be his own.
Well, when we started the championship tournament last week, we had 4 quarterfinal matches. We've had 3 of them. So Bo Dallas has got a chance here to advance. Only the winners advance, as we have been pointing out, but this will not be easy.
His opponent, from Punjab, India, weighing 222 pounds, Jinder Mahal.
Now, I've been a friend of Jinder Mahal's family. In fact, I remember when he was born. He has told me that the NXT Championship, he wants to dedicate it, if he wins, to the great legendary Dara Singh that passed away recently, and that he wants to take it back to India and celebrate the great life that Dara Singh had. That's what this means to him, and if you know how legendary Dara Singh was to the Indian people, you'll know how much that means to Jinder Mahal.
Dara Singh at one time was one of the biggest stars in the sport circuit in the world.
In the world, yes. I had the pleasure of wrestling for him. He was the promoter when I first went to India in the very early 90s. An absolute elegant gentleman.
So there is a lot of motivation online for Jinder Mahal, not only personally but professionally, in this single elimination tournament.
Yes, there is.
The Gold Rush.
Don't forget who your opponent is. Bo Dallas, that man with the incredible fire.
Great energy, great explosion, great instincts. Is this third-generation superstar? And I would think coming into this tournament, knowing the 8 men that have made it to the quarterfinals, that many would have hung their hat on Bo Dallas. This kid's been on an amazing roll in the last several weeks.
Now, Bo Dallas, just 22 years of age, yet has proven to be so well versed inside that ring, and that's why a lot of folks have touted him as quite possibly the man who's going to win this whole tournament.
We've known Bo Dallas since, we've been seeing him since, I've known him since he was a young boy, but since he was 18, his first time competing here. And his fire has been enlightened even more. It was about 8 months ago, he split his kidney in half while he was competing. And since he's come back, he's been more determined to be more of a success.
And Bo Dallas's mantra from day one of his career has always been that quitting is not an option, and he's proved it, and I think he will continue to prove it during the duration of his career.
I can see in the future both these men being WWE champion, but it's all going to start right here, and there's a pending combination. It's all going to start right here in this tournament, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen. The most important activity, the most important venture that any of these athletes have ever had in their professional lives, we're witnessing each and every week right here on NXT. Who will be the first NXT champion? Oh, one of these 2 men will be eliminated tonight.
Jinder Mahal. We'll talk about the sense of urgency that essentially all these competitors have to have, because we know that one man is going to advance and one man will go home, and we're seeing that urgency right now from Jinder Mahal.
Both men not looking to make a mistake. We haven't seen any but one pinning combination thus far. There's our second. And again, Bo Dallas pressing the advantage. Nice roll up. Boy, Bo Dallas, he's hard to contain. He's like trying to pour smoke through a keyhole. very elusive.
That's a wonderful way to explain Bo Dallas. It's true. I mentioned before about the fire. I mean, look at, you can see in his eyes just the desire that he has to be the best that he can possibly be.
Folks, we have to take a break, but this matchup will continue. Which one of these two men will advance to the semifinals? Jinder Mahal, Bo Dallas, we'll find out when we come back. Welcome back to NXT. Quarterfinal action continues here with Jinder Mahal taking on Bo Dallas. During the break, Mahal was looking for a bit of a reprieve and was able to use it to his advantage right here. Turn things back around, and thus far Jinder Mahal has Bo Dallas right where he wants him.
Sometimes youth can be a blessing or a curse, and that time Bo Dallas with a little bit of lack of patience, and Jinder Mahal took advantage of the situation over the talented young man whose father wrestled as IRS, his grandfather wrestled as Blackjack Mulligan. For you wrestling historians, and a nice low drop kick by Jinder Mahal, not wasting any time.
Let's not forget that Jinder Mahal's uncle, the great Gamma Singh from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and his other uncle, Akam Singh. I've competed against both of them, and I have to say, you know this, Jim, Gamma Singh was one of the truly great international stars.
He absolutely was, and this young man's got good DNA, but here's got to cover. Does he have good enough DNA to beat Bo Dallas? That's the question.
Have you noticed how many competitors are in this Gold Rush tournament that are second and third generation wrestlers? It goes to show that sometimes having that wonderful just gift in front of you of having an uncle or a father or a grandfather in this industry, you sit round, you sit on his knee, you listen to the tales, you listen to the tricks of the trade.
Oh, man.
What impact by Jinder Mahal.
I guess we're saying that the apple sometimes doesn't fall from the tree.
I'll tell you what's falling right now, those harsh knees, yeah, on the chest of Bo Dallas.
Right on the sternum. Time and time again, driving the air out of Bo Dallas is Jinder Mahal, very aggressive, looking for the cover. Mahal he's a lot stronger than he looks. Big, rangy man with great tendon strength and leverage. I think Mahal is, what, 6'4", something in that neighborhood. Big, rangy guy.
And Jinder Mahal trains in the same way that Indian wrestlers have trained for 2,000 years. Squats, Hindu push-ups, and swings the clubs as well. I mean, he trains in the traditional way.
Look at the leg here by Mahal.
Mahal likes to use the camel clutch, which of course back in the day was made famous by former WWE champion, the Iron Sheik.
That very well might be the reason why we see Mahal targeting the head and neck area of Bo Dallas just to soften him up for that camel clutch.
Dallas fights back. That's his trademark. Bo Dallas says if he was a vehicle, he'd be a Ferrari with no reverse.
Oh, nice counter by Dallas.
That's the feel for the game there, making the counter in midair and turning it into a pinning situation. That's what we saw from Bo Dallas, the charismatic youngster, 22 years of age, started training right out of high school.
Bo Dallas has that fight-first attitude, bringing it to Jinder Mahal.
I hope people at home can see the actual size of Bo Dallas' fist, because when you get hit by him,
Whoa.
you know you've been hit.
Nice takedown, shoulders, oh.
He's got big hands like his grandfather,
Yes, he has, yes.
Mulligan. They're like catcher's mitts.
Just engulf you when you shake hands with him. And his uncle as well, Barry Windham. Another man with incredibly powerful punching ability.
Mahal
trying to regroup, was looking to get out of bounds, so to speak. And that route was blocked by Bo Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Inverted slam. Will it be enough this time? And Dallas didn't really kick out, but he got his right shoulder up. Again, Jinder Mahal pressing the issue. So now we see Jinder Mahal beginning to build a little momentum in this matchup to see the final man that's going to make it into the semi-final round of the tournament to determine the first ever NXT champion.
Momentum perhaps mixed in with a little bit of frustration as to what it's going to take to put away Bo Dallas.
We have seen some amazing matchups in this tournament created by our commissioner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. What a bulldog. Bulldog headlock. The cover mate.
That was close. That was real close.
That was another near fall, very close near fall. And that was a beautiful bulldog headlock, using the ropes for a little more momentum.
Certainly was, yes. You know, you've been around, obviously, this industry for many years, Jim. You know that you can just look into a competitor's eyes and you know that you're in trouble. Look at both of the eyes of these competitors. They're focused on what their intent is, and that is to win that NXT championship.
Oh, watch Jinder, the knee! Bo Dallas well scouted the attack.
Instinctually, Dallas able to sidestep. They say the eyes are the windows to the soul, and both these men have a lot of heart and a lot of soul with so much at stake, and something's got to give. And it won't be the ring ropes.
Oh my
gosh. Man, Jinder Mahal just negotiated a nasty hangman right off the top rope. I'm not so sure that Bo Dallas is going to be able to recover. Face plant. Look out, look out.
Bad news.
Right into the camel clutch.
Bad news for Bo Dallas.
There may be no way out for Bo Dallas.
Cranking the head back is Jinder Mahal. With everything he's got, Bo Dallas is trying to hang on.
It's excruciating, and Dallas has nowhere to go. And the referee is calling a
Your
hold.
winner, as a result of a submission, and moving on to the semifinals of the NXT Championship Tournament, Jinder Mahal.
Bo Dallas rendered helpless after being hung on the top rope, and then the camel clutch in the center of the ring with all that leverage and strength. Bo Dallas, with this, the face plant was enough, perhaps, but then we see the camel clutch.
And we see the way that Jinder Mahal stretches the body and contours it. There's no way that Bo Dallas could survive that. No way at all.
Jinder Mahal is one step closer to becoming the first ever NXT champion. They may be celebrating in India sooner than later.